start with Aaron, who's got the first question. We'll start up here with Francisco.
Hey, Skip, welcome to Houston. And two very quick questions, sir. In the middle of September, you guys had a rough moment, and then it turned around. You remember the slap and everything, and everything came upwards. Other than that press conference, what was the secret to turn things around for the Yankees and to make it all the way to the LCS? And I'll be criminal journalistic from my sense if I don't ask you regarding the 2017, the Astros, the controversy, blah, blah, blah. Is that within you guys' radar or guns be guns?
Well, we started playing really well, I think, at the start of September. We had our struggles in August, even a little bit in July. So, it was kind of that 6-week stretch, and more specifically a 2 to 3 week stretch where we really struggled. We struggled to score runs. A lot of it was we were injured. We were really beat up at different points in that, but also weren't playing great baseball. I think this team is, again, we talk about it from day one of spring training, all the things that are coming our way. So we're prepared for struggles, good times, bad times, adversity, great moments, whatever. It's all coming for you in a long season, especially playing in the American League East. So I think the guys did a really good job of kind of weathering the storm. Like, okay, we know there was an underlying confidence, I believe, with our group that we were going to get through those tough times, and they played really well down the stretch and in September when we needed to. And I think it's a tribute to the makeup of that group, but it's also we started to get a little healthier, and we got guys back in the mix that were real important contributors. As far as the 17, I don't think it's really on. We know we're up against a great opponent, and we're going to do all we can to put our best foot forward and try and beat them and move on. And, I understand that's a focal point of the fan bases and all that, but we're focused on trying to beat a great team.
On the third row on your left, Andy.
Did you give any consideration to starting Cole in Game 2? And no?
No.
Okay. Would he be considered a candidate to come back short rest, potentially if the series went longer, or is it just...
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And how do you expect to use Montas during the series?
As a reliever, he's not that built up. We'll see, hopefully he pitches well and gets in there and starts having an impact, and, it starts to become more than that. But I was really encouraged by what I saw in his live outing over the weekend in Tampa. And, I felt like he looks really healthy to me and strong, and I felt like the ball was coming out really well. So excited to get him in the mix, and hopefully he can play, a little bit of a role for us at some point in this series, getting some big outs. But I feel like physically he's ready for that.
Second row on your right, John, then Meredith.
If you look at all the scheduling stuff from the last few days and everything like that, how much of a skill is it to develop nimble players, in a sense, guys who can kind of deal with all that stuff over the course of a whole season to be ready for anything kind of?
Again, we talk about it all the time, right? I mean, the 162-game season with spring training and the playoffs is a grind. It's the ultimate grind, and you got to be prepared and able to handle a lot of things, not only physically but mentally, emotionally. You've got to be able to deal with failures and successes and weather the storm. And I feel like our group is in a really good place from a focus standpoint, and playing with confidence and having a lot of trust in each other. And I think it's a group that really enjoys playing with one another. So whatever comes our way, when we were thought we were ready to go play a game the other night at 9:30, like the guys were ramping up, and I got guys beating down my door as I'm doing these Zoom calls about the weather. Judgy's got his eye black on, like with his glove on. Here we go, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, let's go win a game at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Now they just told us so. they're uber focused on the task, and we know we got a big task here with the Astros, and we're excited to take the challenge.
I'm Meredith right here.
Aaron, IKF back in the lineup. What went into that decision-making process?
Well, Giancarlo being in the outfield, so Carp's the DH, and just felt like, the righty lineup against Verlander is kind of the way I wanted to go. Obviously, I mean, he's probably going to win the Cy Young, and he's great against both hands, but especially tough against lefties. So I like the righty lineup, and I feel like Isaiah, when he's playing at his best, is a guy that's really tough with runners in scoring position down at the bottom of the lineup, and when he's playing well defensively, has a real impact. So feel like for us to be at our best, we need to get him rolling in this as well.
Is that an everyday decision for you, or is he your starting shortstop the rest of the series?
Yeah, it'll be an everyday decision. We got Peraza on. We got obviously Cabrera who can play short, so it'll be just kind of matchup and game to game. But I feel like Izzy's going to play a big role for us.
Any questions for Aaron? In the back, we'll get you the microphone.
What was the reaction from Jameson when you told him he'd be starting this game, and was it anything out of the ordinary, being that he's from here?
No. When we got rained out, first thing I did was check with Nestor, make sure he was good to go, and then I grabbed JMO and just said, Nestor's going to go tomorrow. You got game one. He's like, let's go.
Second row on your left.
Hi, Aaron. After near misses against Houston in 17 and 19, what makes you think this team can get over the hump this year?
I felt like we were going to get over the hump in 19. I feel like we can do that now. Playoffs are hard. This is a great team we're up against. I trust our group. I believe in our group. But, a lot of things happen over a 7-game series, so hopefully we go put our best foot forward and are able to move on to a World Series. But nothing more or less than anytime you walk into a series. I've never walked into a playoff series that, since I've been here, that I didn't think we could win or should win, and nothing changes now.
The row behind, Dave Lennon.
Aaron, being able to stand in the outfield obviously helps you guys a lot. Lineup flexibility. You have Carpenter at DH today. Was this, you had kind of stayed away from that with his health issues. Was this the kind of spot you always, not had penciled in, you know if you were going to get here, but was this kind of the goal that maybe once you did get here, that was a time to give it a shot?
Yeah, maybe. It's something that I started really putting on G's board a few days ago. I actually considered it for Game 4 in Cleveland. Talked to him a little about the night before, after Game 3, and then ultimately decided. Kind of told him the morning of Game 4. I just said, let's do it Game 1 in Houston. That kind of makes the most sense, ballpark wise and everything. So I started to get him mentally prepared for that the next few days. I checked with him after the game last night. He said, let's go, and then I followed up with him late this morning just to make sure we're good to go, and he's eager to do it. So, but we also spoke about it in the layoff between the regular season and the start of our division series. He even came to me about it, like knowing that Carp was getting going, understanding the situation that. So I think it's been definitely in his mind here over the last week or 10 days that, hopefully this could be an option for us.
A couple last ones. Greg on your left.
Aaron, do you just see him as an option in left field here, or would that be a potential?
No, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, here makes more sense, but I wouldn't rule it out when we get back home. But here more so.
And Joel on your right.
Aaron, a few days ago, it seemed like Marinaccio was on target to be part of this. What happened with him?
Nothing. It was one of the toughest decisions that I had last night, that we had last night, kind of debating it. I feel like he's not 100%. He's obviously had a great year and been really important for us. and I really trust his makeup, and I know he wants to be out there and wants the ball, and I know he's cut out for this. But I do feel like he's just a little bit less than what he needs to be. That said, I could still see him making it on the next round. If something were to happen in this round, I would go to him. I feel good enough about putting him out there, and like that it's not a reckless. I just feel like he's a little less than certainly 100%.
Anything else for Aaron? And we'll finish up with Gabe.
Hey, Aaron. Verlander's had such an influence on this series over the years. How important will it be for you guys to make him work tonight and eventually, get one off him at some point in this series?
We got to get 4, so hopefully we start with 1 tonight. Obviously, he's an all-time great pitcher, certainly one of the greats of this generation, and still great this deep into his career, probably going to win the Cy Young Award this year. So he's always a challenge. We got our work cut out for us. We'll, have a game plan for him, and hopefully we're able to get to him a little bit and grab one. But we got to get 4 against this team. So, hopefully that starts tonight with Justin.
Aaron, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.